Welcome to X-Files Podcast, a podcast about breakups, broken hearts, and moving on. I'm Janice Formicella, a breakup coach passionate about supporting others to heal from their breakups, overcome loneliness, love being single, and see the end of a relationship as the beginning of a magical new chapter in life. I am here each week to share with you the tools that I have learned through my own painful breakups, through hitting rock bottom more than once, and through working with people all around the world to heal their broken hearts. If you are looking for hope and strength to move on from your breakup and resources to enjoy your new single life, you are in the right place, and I've got your back.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to another episode of X-Files, everyone. It's the holidays is here. At least it is for us in America. So it's nice to see you and be starting my holiday out with you. How are you, Jess?
Oh, good. It's Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We don't traditionally celebrate Thanksgiving here, so it's just another day for us, sort of coming up. But my flatmate is American, so we will celebrate.
Good. She deserves it.
Yeah,
I mean, Thanksgiving
she does.
is an important holiday. I know it's, got a problematic history. And for me, I just actually use it as an excuse to be thankful for the people in my life. So I've got some really fun plans. I'm having a Thanksgiving Eve party at my place for just maybe 5 or 6 of us. And then I have a family that I do holidays with here in Denver.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes. And I'm also stoked to be talking about jealousy.
Yes.
One of the most probably toxic things in a relationship. However, both, a completely human emotion that we're not really taught to deal with very well.
No, we are really not.
I think that we're two great people to discuss this together with. That sounded horrible. I think we are two great people to help others talk. Okay, what am I trying to say here?
What are you trying to say?
We are great people to teach others about coping and handling jealousy, partially because of our polyamorous backgrounds and partially because it's something that we've both worked through. And I know that you can overcome it, and I want others to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm no expert, but it's like trial and error, right? And
yes,
you just kind of got to move through it and figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not an expert, but I guess what I would say is that it's something that I feel I'm very strong in dealing with. So I guess that's a good leadway or segue into what I wanted to discuss first, which is our personal relationships with jealousy. So when you hear that, what comes to mind for you?
Well, there's all sorts of jealousy that I've dealt with in life, right? And you immediately think partners, which sure, we'll get to that. But I think growing up, I was very jealous of like friends or, because we got hand-me-down clothes and stuff we grew up in like a lower socioeconomical area and got by. And so, you see people at school who were better off, had better clothes, had better this, had better that. And you were jealous. I was jealous. I was like, oh, I wish I had that, and sort of resented my family for the, the situation we were in and such like that. And obviously that over time grew and changed. But, and then as you get older, jealousy within relationships, even friendships. I've been on the receiving end of jealousy when someone's been jealous about me just being me, which is not very nice. It just feels awful. But I've also been jealous of other people, of, again, what they have. And then if you talk to relationship, more in my polyamorous experiences, jealousy come up. Like, oh, you're going out with that person. Oh, I'm, and we'll talk more about what it is and how we get through it. But it comes up all the time. I experience it all the time. It's not not something that ever goes away.
1,000%. And I think it's interesting that we're doing this episode now because I had a recent and unexpected experience with jealousy. And that's because it's just not something that I feel I have been challenged by for many years. In my marriage, I was a very typical young person in that I had no control over my jealousy whatsoever. In fact, I just can't even believe that I was that same person. I mean, I remember seriously getting mad at my partner for like talking to someone. And I mean, honestly, and feeling enraged by it as well. And it definitely had a poisonous effect in the relationship. We worked through it, and it wasn't something that we carried, the older we got. And then when I was living in Australia and experimenting with polyamory and thinking about the type of partner I wanted to be to others, it was definitely something that I kind of consciously decided to leave in the past and to just enjoy my experience with partners and to know that their experiences with other people really didn't have anything to do with me, or it wasn't a reflection of how they cared about me.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of people reflect back to me that they thought that was a strong character trait in me. And a lot of partners say that they loved it and had never really had a female partner who was so kind of relaxed. And I enjoyed that a lot. And recently, though, I was thrown on my ass. And
it always gets you.
Yeah, I was so surprised. So I started seeing someone new recently, and he shared something with me that I don't know. I kind of like didn't need to know. Basically, just that he had an experience with someone who I knew, and it was before anything was romantic between us at all. But oh my God, I felt like someone punched me in the gut when he told me, and I had not felt that, especially the physical sensations, in years. And I had to work through it, and which I did with him and also with Jessie, because I was so just confused by why was I feeling this way, that we had a chat. But also, I will say, and I want people out there to keep in mind, that there was something else going on in my personal life that was worse than this. And I feel I was already in a really emotional, sensitive space. And that really impacted how I felt about this. And so if you're feeling jealousy, I think sometimes it's important to keep in mind that it's not always about the thing. It could be because you're already feeling sensitive and vulnerable.
Yeah. Totally.
Probably took me a couple weeks to where I wasn't thinking about it a lot and it wasn't affecting me. But, really, at the end of the day, your partner's activities before they met you or got with you have nothing to do with you whatsoever. And so I really had to sit with that, and that it was completely on me to work through and not on them at all.
Yeah, totally. But also you need to, I guess, respect that your emotions and feelings are valid, right? In that moment. And it always makes me laugh when people are like, get jealous of their partner's past experiences way before they even knew. Like your situation's slightly different because you knew the person that was involved. But like I've seen girls get jealous over them doing things, or men as well. I'm not just going to say girls. Yeah, men as well get jealous over their partners having a sex life prior to them ever existing in their like stratosphere. So it's interesting that people let that kind of jealousy affect them. What you were going through was quite unique in terms of your high emotion as well.
1,000%. And I have no idea how I would have responded to it had I not already had something massive going on. But, I'm a human being, and I often said on X-Files that I don't have a jealous bone in my body. And I'm just like, Janice, why did you say that?
You set yourself up, man.
Do. Yeah. we all do. So let's talk about what it is.
Yeah, okay. So jealousy generally refers to the thoughts or feelings of insecurity, fear, and concern over a relative lack of possessions or safety. Jealousy can consist of one or more emotions such as anger, resentment, inadequacy, helplessness, or disgust. And that is from the good old Wikipedia.
Thank you. I have a definition from a paper out of the Advances in Experimental Social Psychology journal, and the paper was called Sex Differences in Jealousy. It was fascinating. I really enjoyed reading it. And their definition is jealousy is a complex emotion. It occurs when there's a real or perceived threat to an interpersonal relationship. An individual may resent a third person for taking away or appearing to take away the affections of their loved one.
And just, one more for good luck from Psychology Today. Jealousy is a complex emotion that encompasses feelings ranging from suspicion to rage to fear or to humiliation. It strikes people of all ages, genders, and sexual orientations, and it is most typically aroused when a person perceives a threat to a valued relationship from a third party. The threat may be real or imagined. And I will go on to say that, what you can see in there is jealousy isn't the root emotion, right? Like there's something deeper. It's, it could be about someone's success or luck, or, you could envy their lifestyle. Envy is very different to jealousy as well. And I think,
do tell.
So you can envy someone and not be jealous. Like I envy, and because usually when you envy someone, you can still celebrate their success or whatever they're going through. Whereas with you're jealous, you're too caught up in like the anger or that rage or that resentment that you can't celebrate their success. Okay. So like I could be envious of you having a successful podcast because I haven't started mine, but I haven't got my ass off the ground and done it, right? Like I've had enough going on. I'm envious, but I'm also like hella proud and love that you have it. I'm not jealous that you have a podcast. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I do. In fact, it's bringing to mind that a couple episodes ago, I had someone on named Sarah Mack, and she actually did talk about how you can use envy to manifest things, because envy is a signal of what you want in your life.
Yes. Yeah. And you usually envy people that you look up to. Like you like envy those situations, but you're not in a place of anger about it. You're like, oh, cool. You can work towards that.
What do you think about the idea that jealousy in relationships is most of the time rooted in some type of fear?
100%. I think so. Well, you got to look at it, right? If like someone talks to, like if say you're dating someone and they talk to another person and you're insecure, there's a fear there that they're going to like that person more and leave you. So of course you're going to get jealous. If you've been cheated on before, or you've cheated on someone, because let's get real here, that's usually where the paranoia comes in. If you've cheated on someone before, them talking to anybody is like, oh, are they doing what I did? Like subconsciously.
Because it's so possible in your mind. So, yes, thank you so much for talking that through. I think it's good that we don't come on here and just start talking about jealousy without saying what we're exactly talking about. And I do love some of these words: rage, fear, humiliation. Oh, and these are all such ugly things to feel. And it really brings out the worst in people. Yeah.
We say these things are ugly. Humiliation, yes. Rage, I think if it's uncontrolled, like I've recently, and I just sidebar, I guess, is like I'm learning with my therapist about anger and experiencing anger, and that's okay, because like that turns into rage usually instead of me acknowledging anger, which is a healthy emotion, which most people won't want to acknowledge. Most people are like, anger is not a good emotion. It's fine. It's just an emotion.
Yeah. Scroll down in X-Files, because we did an episode called Anger and Breakups just a month or so ago. Jealousy does happen to everyone. And I have to say, if it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone.
I don't have a jealous bone in my body.
Exactly.
It does. It happens to everyone, right? And so the biggest myth that goes around, particularly for polyamorous people, is that we don't get jealous. You just must not get jealous. I hear it all the time. Or like on the flip side of that is like, oh, I'd just be too jealous. I couldn't share. Such a jealous person. I have issues with that. Like, could you acknowledge your jealousy and like do better, please?
I know. Seriously.
I love you all. But
oh.
don't use jealousy as an excuse for being a shit person.
I mean, in a way, it's almost like an excuse to actually be a bit possessive.
Yes, yeah, and that's not sexy at all.
Agreed. And right? I've had people tell me and reflect to me that they think it's sexy that I don't get jealous.
No one wants to feel controlled. No one wants to feel owned. No one wants to And you don't
I'm
want to be
really glad
accused
you're
of shit
saying
you're not
this.
doing because it's exhausting.
Oh,
You
yes.
know, like
Mhm.
it's completely, you know, like, but I want to acknowledge jealousy is normal. It's normal to feel. Everyone feels it. It's what you do with it that's important, right? Like, again, it's not the root emotion. There's something underneath that. And so, like with polyamory, I guess we just get better at dealing with jealousy rather than letting it fester because we're affecting more than just one other person,
Oh,
you know?
1,000%. And this is why, look, everybody is going to should do what's right for them. But I sincerely believe that non-monogamy helps to smooth out the rough edges of you. And that's it absolutely did that for me.
Yeah.
And it helped me communicate better. And it even helped me in this situation with my jealousy and,
Yeah.
having multiple conversations with this person about it and thinking about what I was actually feeling. And
Like if you go into open relationship, you don't have to go polyamorous, right? Like non-monogamous.
Mhm.
And I refuse to say ethically non-monogamous because
I
anything
know,
other than that
same.
is cheating.
I mean, that's a good point for it to, continue to make, especially in an episode about jealousy.
Right? Like if someone's not telling you something, like that's cheating, like base level. Like if you're hiding something. Anyway,
If you go poly.
oh yeah, much like owning a business, right? The fastest way to work on yourself, own a business or go non-monogamous.
Yes.
Because it brings up everything.
So I thought it would be a little interesting, not that this has too much to do with how to handle jealousy, but I thought I came across this whole 6 types of jealousy thing several times in my research for this episode. There's 6 types of jealousy as described by Dr. Gonzalez Berros, and they are the following: rational jealousy. And I also want to point out what just came to mind is that I guess if people have a little bit of a working knowledge about this, it might be easier to work through your jealousy in the future because you can kind of say what's going on. What type of jealousy is this? So, for instance, rational jealousy. When there is a genuine, reasonable doubt, especially when you love a partner and fear losing them, rational jealousy can occur. Family jealousy. This typically occurs between family members, such as siblings. When a new baby is born, a sibling may feel jealous as the attention of the parents shifts to the new baby. You're laughing. Did this happen in your family?
Yeah, but the other way around. My sister used to say to me, like she was living in my shadow. It's just like my little sister. So yeah, I have experienced family jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun.
Oh yeah. Pathological jealousy. This type of jealousy is irrational. Unhealthy feelings may result from an underlying mental health disorder, such as anxiety disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, or schizophrenia. Signs of pathological jealousy can include extreme insecurity, as well as a desire to control and manipulate. I don't agree 1,000% with all of this, but I still think it's interesting. Sexual jealousy, when there is a fear that a partner has been unfaithful and has engaged in physical infidelity, you may become suspicious. Romantic jealousy. This can result from a real or imagined threat to a romantic relationship, resulting in jealous thoughts or reactions. And power jealousy. This type of jealousy stems from personal insecurity. You may be jealous of someone who has what you want. When a coworker receives a promotion or a reward that you wish to receive, for example, you may become jealous. Your jealousy is always for you to work through, and no one can make you feel any way. But I still thought I'd point this theory out.
Yeah, totally. No one can, but also like they are valid because you feel like you're missing out, or you feel like like that's something you wanted and you didn't get it. So of course you're going to feel jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, on that, things to keep in mind about jealousy or how to prevent it from poisoning all of your new relationships. Like you said earlier, no one makes you feel anything, including jealousy. It's very important to say that because people are like, you made me feel this way.
Yeah.
No, their actions made you feel a certain way. They didn't make your response to their actions. That's how you're feeling. That what they did was just what they did.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes.
Unless they're being vindictive on purpose and trying to make you feel something, then yes. But most of the time, people are not trying to make you feel anything. Mm-hmm. You just have to be responsible for your own emotions and not blame someone else.
Yeah.
A lot of this I think we've sort of touched on.
Yeah.
But yeah, your new partner's past has absolutely nothing to do with you. So don't get hung up on it. What they got up to at the club in 1962, I'm making that up now, can't you tell? Because I was not alive then. Or like whatever they got up to in the club in like 2010
yes,
isn't
or how many
relevant.
partners they've had.
Yeah.
I truly, truly, truly want to urge people, really, please don't get hung up on this.
I hate that question.
If you like somebody and you feel good about it, just, their past is their past. It had nothing to do with you.
How many people have you slept with question? Does it matter? Does it really matter?
I have honestly not had that come up very often in my dating life. I keep on hearing that people are getting asked that. I've never asked it, and I don't think anyone's asked me. Maybe like one person who actually ended up being my most abusive partner. But yeah, I don't know.
It's also a red flag, right? You're like, why are you asking this question?
Yeah, I now know that it is a major red flag to have someone be hung up on it or even really that curious.
Because really, who cares? Also, just think of all that experience that they've got, and now they get to share it with you.
Yes.
Cool. There is nothing cute or sweet about jealousy. 100%. It's not attractive when you like put it out and don't deal with it. Like, yes, it's valid and normal, but being all possessive and gross and stuff no, it's not cute.
Yep. And if someone is being jealous and possessive of you, please don't take it as a compliment. Run for the hills.
Yeah. Yeah. That's no. Yeah. And on that, keeping tabs on someone is not a way to build a healthy relationship.
Yes. I have people tell me that because of their past, they just feel like keeping tabs on someone or knowing where they are is just something that they need. And it's not a good foundation. If you feel like that's a need of yours, I would say maybe do a little bit more work before you enter into a relationship.
I would have to agree. I think that's one of those ones where you haven't dealt with past relationship trauma. Your new partner is not your old partner. So don't treat them like that. Give them the benefit of the doubt. They are not the same person that you dated previously that hurt you. And yeah, keeping tabs on them is just kind of a key. And I wish I'd seen that earlier. And sometimes it happens in friendships as well, not even relationships. I had a friend who we shared one of her friend's boyfriend's like friend group. They all like had each other's locations on Google so that then they could all just meet up if one of them was at the pub, they could all just come to the pub. And so we were like, oh, that's a cool idea. Then we shared our locations. And she was keeping track of me and where I was, and that ended really badly.
Wow.
But that's letting your jealousy sort of take control and not being like what is going on here? And I get it. Like I said, I've been on the receiving end of jealousy recently. Like, became friends with one of her friends, and she did not like it. But
I was on the receiving end of it recently as well, and I have to say, my pussy dried up, and I was not into it. I was just like, boom, we're done.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're not friends anymore because she wouldn't deal with her jealousy and the problems she had, which was fundamentally about me being me. So, yeah. And again, it's not your partner's job to put you at ease. It's not your friend's job to put you at ease. It's your job to deal with those emotions. You can talk to them about it. Sure. Be like, hey, look, I need to tell you that I'm feeling jealous when you text XYZ, and it's because I'm dealing with past trauma of an ex cheating on me, or but like, talk about it. But it's not their job to just be like, oh, it's okay, like, no, don't worry about it, like.
And if and you can make requests for sure, and if they violate your request or don't respect your request, or it's not their jam, then you need to make a decision. Maybe it's not the relationship for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So everybody experiences jealousy. However, embracing it and just leaning into it and running with it and letting it linger has lots of negative effects on a romantic relationship. So, negative effects of letting jealousy linger. First of all, it can become super toxic if not dealt with. It results in a lack of trust, a lot of fighting, projecting our fears onto others. It can lead to ongoing fights and conflicts. It's probably one of the easiest ways to start a fight is to kind of run with your jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
This is important. Living in a state of jealousy is extremely stressful, and stress, of course, can lead to a lot of health problems, such as high blood pressure, headaches, back pain, stomach aches, ulcers, and maybe even heart attack or stroke. I mean, when you're feeling jealous, that is really your nervous system is going
Working
crazy.
overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it
Mm.
is. It's a state of stress, and stress is not good for that body.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
also horrible for your confidence. When you feel jealous of someone else, you are not feeling secure and confident just on your own and about who you are. And I think maybe that's why I don't struggle with jealousy as much as some people, because I am very confident. And
Mm.
confidence is one of the best qualities that you can bring into a relationship and into dating.
Yeah.
It is impossible to concentrate when you are feeling
Oh my God,
jealous or
yes.
stressed.
Yes. I get
Mm,
nothing done when I'm in that space.
yep.
Like nothing. Because I'm like, I have lack of sleep. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
It takes you, it's like you can just, you have no clarity. Yeah. So I
Um,
found this great article of on
I
a
just, yeah, I was like,
your Tango article, 10 sneaky effects of jealousy on you and your relationship. Jesse?
yeah. So it prevents your partner's ability to trust you. Jealousy causes you to mistrust your partner, and he or she or they may begin to mistrust you also. Your partner isn't sure what will set you off and what won't. So he, she, they will be more cautious and reserved around you because you might say you're okay 1 minute and then get angry because you're jealous the next.
Yeah.
It's like walking on eggshells. No one wants to walk
Mhm.
on eggshells.
I completely agree. And,
Oh.
if your partner's, legitimately doing something that is a violation of the agreements that you have together, then you need
Mm-hmm.
to leave the relationship instead of just,
Yeah.
staying in this constant cycle. And
Yeah.
if they're not, then you really need to take a look at yourself and why this continues to come up.
Yeah, for
Another
sure.
thing that letting jealousy linger leads to, according to this great Your Tango article, it prevents you from being in the moment and enjoying your relationship. Jealousy sucks you back into the past, the painful past of betrayals and disappointments. You can't appreciate improvements to your relationship or changes your partner is making because all you can see is the past.
Yes. Yep. Because
Mm.
you're sort of stuck there. It doesn't even matter what they're doing.
1,000%. And I do completely understand and sympathize with people who have had something happen in their past,
Mm.
betrayal, infidelity, any number of things, and that can be very traumatic. And it is really easy to bring it into our new relationships,
Mm.
but you don't have to. I promise you that you don't have to.
No.
You can get counseling, you can get coaching. There's all sorts of personal work that you can do that you can leave the past in the past.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And
It is
it's
hard
so
work.
hard, but it's so
Mm.
important. It's worth it because there's no point. You're not going to have your next relationship's not going to be any good if you're already looking at them through the lens of they're just going to cheat on me.
Yeah. And it's really
Like,
not fair to anyone you meet.
no, exactly. No, imagine being on the other end of that as well. Like, people know when there's some like mistrust or there's something up
Hmm.
emotionally.
Yeah. Oh, bunch of personal experiences are coming up. But let's take a quick commercial break and then we'll come back and we'll talk about how jealousy shows up in relationships and how you can handle it.
Yay.
Nothing shatters your life like a breakup, and the pain of a broken heart is real. I know that it seems impossible right now, but there is hope and there are ways to heal. I would love to work with you one-on-one to heal your broken heart and put your breakup behind you. My personalized coaching programs are designed to pinpoint what will be most effective in helping you to move forward and make this breakup a part of your past. I believe in you. Message me at xfilespodcast@gmail.com or on Instagram at xfilespodcast, and let's connect about creating a magical plan of action for you to enter 2023 with this breakup in your rearview mirror. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is fun. I love when we get to do episodes together.
Me too.
And I love your perspective so much. So I thought it might be helpful for people for us to talk about scenarios in which jealousy often comes up, rather than just continually saying feeling jealous of our partner, feeling jealous of our partner's past. So let's run through a little list that we came up with.
So feeling jealous about your partner's past. We've sort of touched on that already, right?
Yes. And work through this, people.
Yeah, so important.
And also I just have to say it's so unattractive.
It really is. It really is. Feeling threatened by your partner engaging with someone.
I mean, this could be like, I hear from people sometimes, for instance, that they see their partner liking someone's photo on social media or something like that. I mean, come on.
So what?
Yeah.
Go and celebrate that girl. What with that, right? I want you to take a look. If you feel like if you feel jealous from that, my homework for you, or whatever you want to call it, is to look at what it is about that woman or person that they've liked that is having that reaction for you, because it's not your partner liking it. There's something there as well, like deeper than that. So look at that person's profile and be like, okay, who are they? What about them is it that is causing me to feel jealous? Because your partner could go and like someone else's photo and you wouldn't give a damn, right? So
yeah, good point. Oh, such a good point.
Yeah. So it's very important that if that's why are you feeling threatened, basically, go and ask yourself that question.
I love it.
Okay. So another one is feeling uncomfortable with your partner spending time with an ex.
This is different for everyone, but this is something that I hear coming up all the time. And I don't know.
I think this one is hit or miss. It depends. I reckon it depends on the level of how comfortable they are with each other. I'm friends with, now two of my exes. One of them, him and I are we're just friends. We didn't work out because we wanted different things in life, but he's a really cool dude. Obviously I dated him. Obviously he's a really cool dude.
Love it.
But I totally get it. But if they're really close and they're flirty and they're still having behaviors that are of being in a relationship, then that is valid jealousy. However, how you handle it is important. Talk to your partner.
Yes.
Openly. Don't attack them. Don't scream and yell and accuse them of anything. Go and tell them how you're feeling.
Yep. I agree. A lot of this can be handled with some communication, and also just keeping in mind, if you're deciding to be with someone, then you're deciding to trust them.
Yeah, exactly.
How I view trust.
Yeah. So on that side, feeling jealous of an ex's new partner.
I know how painful that can be.
Yeah, that can be painful.
Yeah. But I would go back and say, if you're feeling pain over this, maybe it's time to do the whole no contact thing and not be really so involved and so aware of what your ex is even doing right now.
Yeah. And also that could touch on feeling unlovable. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
You're oh, well, they've got a new partner and I haven't. And,
don't expose yourself to it.
Cut it off. If you guys don't need to be in contact, don't.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why would you torture yourself like that?
I know, but people do. Anyone who's struggling with this, hit me up for some coaching, because I promise you can overcome it. And it might seem really hard right now to go no contact, but you can.
Yeah. No, I totally respect that. Another one is wondering what your partner is up to all of the time. Who cares? You know what? I see memes about this.
Okay.
And it's the girl, and it's just a typical heteronormative meme, right? And they're lying in bed and the girl's got the little bubble being I wonder what he's who he's thinking of and blah, blah, blah. And the dude's thinking about the football game or something. And you're then often they're not doing what you think they're doing.
Well, also, if you trust them, you trust them. If you're with them, you're with them. I think freedom inside of a relationship is one of the healthiest, most expansive, best things that you can give one another.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, something for you to work through.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and it's there are healthy ways of doing that. Like, just if you guys don't live together, being like, oh, how was your day? What did you get up to? Not in a like, what were you doing? But as in a like curious, want to know more about like how they're doing and how their day's gone.
Yeah, and it all comes back to agreements in and outside of non-monogamy. A lot of non-monogamous couples have agreements about saying goodnight or like having little check-ins throughout the week and this type of thing. But these are something that two people agree to.
Yeah, exactly. Worrying that your partner will cheat on you. If you're in that situation, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
Work on yourself.
I agree. Mm-hmm. And also, you don't have to be in a relationship. If you have legitimate reasons to be concerned about this, either work on it or leave.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. Why are you thinking that? Why are you worried that they will cheat on you? Are you a cheater? Is that why you're worried?
Yeah.
Or B, like, have you not healed some past trauma? And the last one, wanting to know who your partner is talking to.
I hear this a lot.
Really? Ugh.
I do. I really, really do. And again, it's up to you to either work through or to leave.
Yeah. Actually, I have been guilty of this one.
Okay.
Because recently, like my ex-partner and I were going through a real rough patch, and we are open. Well, we're open, you know what I mean? And there was like a relationship that I didn't agree with, but I'm not one of those people who are going to veto. I just said my concerns. But it used to annoy me when they would be sitting on the couch with me, messaging other people when we were supposed to be spending time together. And I was like, who the hell are you messaging that it's more important than like us spending time together?
Well, I mean, that's 1,000% a very valid agreement actually to have, is that when we're having our couples night or our night, that you're not texting someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, that's valid. And a lot of non-monogamous couples have that agreement.
Yeah.
So everyone can probably relate to a lot of what we've said. What do you do with it? I believe that you can work through / overcome / learn from jealousy. And so I've come up with a list of ways to do it. And Jessie has added to this as well. So let's go through. And I also want to come back to Multiamory episodes 394 and 395 as an amazing resource. They listed 50 ways to handle jealousy.
I love that.
So go and check that out. So here are some ways to deal with it. First of all, reflect on what you need. Journal if that's your thing. So can you give us an example of this?
I'm not a journaler. I sometimes do it very sporadically.
Well, what do you mean though by reflect on what you need?
Oh, okay. So sitting down and sort of looking at, okay, the jealousy has come up. What is the base emotion? So we know jealousy is not the root emotion. It could be, say you're jealous because your partner, you think your partner's, I'm trying to think in like a monogamous setting rather than a polyamorous setting. Cause like, say your partner's texting someone else, or like take my last example, like spending, their focus is on their phone rather than on you, and you're jealous because you don't know who they're messaging and blah, blah, blah. Reflect on that. Okay. Be like, okay, why am I jealous? Why am I getting upset with this? What do I need? What I needed in that moment was the attention. I needed him to put his phone down and pay attention to me because I didn't feel like I was getting what I needed. I wasn't getting that validation. I wasn't getting that quality time. And one of my love languages is quality time. So, sit and it's not pretty. Sometimes looking at what you need is not pretty, and admitting that those emotions are ugly sometimes is fine. It's important to sort of sit down and work through and reflect on them.
And that's what I had to do recently. I think what happened between me and this other person was really significant to me. And there was, when I really sat and thought about it, somehow I felt like it wasn't as special. because he had had an experience with someone I knew. And so what I needed was to talk to myself about what was happening and think about how I felt about it. And I still felt like it was significant and special. And it was only on me to give that to myself. I mean, he was already telling me it was. So that was my little work through.
Yeah. But that's what I mean by that, right? You just got to reflect on it and figure out.
Yeah. All right. So reflect on your needs. And sometimes this takes just sitting really quietly. And sometimes it does mean not seeing the person who you think is bringing these things up, and taking a couple days, going on walks, and really asking yourself this until you get to the root of it.
Yeah.
When you are calm, speak to the person about the situation. This can really build a lot of trust, and it can really build a relationship for you to come to the person and say, I am really struggling with this, and can we please talk through it?
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes that's how you can come up with a solution, or just have the other person validate you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's very important that you do it when you're calm.
Yes. I mean, angry, like jealous conversations are truly something to avoid.
And people don't listen to you when you're angry. People don't want to hear it. People are not listening. Your significant other is not going to want to even hear a word of what you're coming to them at.
It's not productive either.
No. And because, like, if you reflect first and then when you're calm, go and talk to them about the situation, they're more likely to be like, oh, yeah, that was a shitty thing and I'm really sorry, or reaffirm that nothing's going on. You know what I mean? Like, you've got nothing to worry about. I respect where you're going, but, like, you're okay.
Yes. Yeah. And what I did was I wrote just like a list in my journal about every reason why it was bothering me. And then, we had a talk on the phone a couple nights later, and I just kind of, because the list was fresh in my mind, I just kind of expressed to him. And, there was nothing that he could have given or done for me. He didn't do anything wrong, but he listened and affirmed, and then we kind of moved on from it.
Yeah. And I think it's really nice I think it's very important, actually, that you and your partner can express these things and be like, I don't need you to solve the problem. I just need to be heard right now.
I mean, that's really a good way to measure the health of a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. So another way to handle jealousy is expectations, and talking to your partner about expectations and seeing if you both think that they're valid expectations and if you're going to respect them.
Yeah. Or come to some compromise.
Yeah. Because you could have an expectation that the other person doesn't want to agree to, but it's important that you are both upfront about that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if, in certain situations, can you compromise as well? Like, and if they won't meet your expectation, how can you work around that? Because that's something that you need, and you've got to take care of your needs, right? Yeah. So maybe you don't message every day because that's just, or like every minute of every day, because that person doesn't have the time. I'm one of those people. I'll message you when I can. I'll say good morning. I'll message you throughout the day, but please don't expect me to reply straight away, because I'm not
it as well.
Like I'm not on my phone all the time. I'm not always around. And I think this whole world of smartphones and social media have made that expectation a thing, that we're available 24/7, which I think is really unhealthy.
I was actually telling my new partner the other day that I actually enjoy when I don't hear from him because I know he's off doing things, and
go and do things. Go and have fun. Like, tell me about it later, but like, you don't have to, I don't expect you to be in contact with me 24/7.
Well, and I also really like to just focus on what I'm doing during the day. Yeah. And so therapy and counseling. So I want to let people know, if you really feel controlled by jealousy, and that if it comes up a lot, you may want to consider working through this with a professional.
Yeah, 100%. And like, I love therapy. I go to a therapist weekly for all sorts of things. And what bugs me the most, and I don't know if it's over there in the States like that, but here in New Zealand, a lot of people have this mentality, men mostly, that there has to be, if you go to therapy, there's something wrong with you, like something fundamentally wrong with you. So there's quite a resistance to go to therapy. Whereas I'm like, I've got all these things going through my head and I need someone like outside of my sphere of friends who is trained to help me work through this shit.
I think that in the States, it's gotten kind of trendy, actually.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad. I'm definitely glad for.
I'm behind that trend. The way. Yeah. No, men here are very much men don't cry, and there has to be something wrong with you to go to therapy. And I'm like, I mean, therapy is also not very affordable for a lot of people, which is a shame. I think I wish that it was more affordable. But that's a valid reason why not to go. But I think if you can afford to go and see a therapist. Just do it.
Agreed. I've actually been shopping for one recently. I get really stuck in my head about making the right decision about hiring someone, and that's what I'm working through right now.
Yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to suggest to people was a fear inventory. So this is actually something developed in 12-step circles, but I've used it outside of this as well. And that is, what is your fear? Why do you have this fear? And then what do you need to do to let go of it? I will put a link in the show notes to a wonderful worksheet that I'm actually sitting here scrolling through right now. So, and it gives types of fears, types of directions you can take. For example, types of fears: fear of abandonment, fear of acceptance, fear of being bad, fear of financial problems, fear of honesty, fear of ignorance. It's a great worksheet. And if you sit down and you write, I fear this because this, you can get to the root of what is coming up for you and therefore be able to address it.
I like this.
It's really cool, isn't it? Oh, yeah. So we actually do fear inventory in orgasmic meditation to uncover the truth or the real meaning behind your resentments. And I love doing this. You will be so surprised at how much your fears don't have to do with other people.
Most of them do with yourself, right?
Yeah.
I am totally going to do that.
Yay!
I didn't even know that existed.
Oh, cool. Everybody go to the show notes. I will drop this link in there. As I said, I did get this particular link from a 12-step website, but it applies to everybody. And that's what's so good about so many 12-step programs, is that there is so much that we can all learn from them.
Yes. Another thing you can do is listing your worries. Write it all down. Get it out of your head. Why are you having issues? Why are you having jealousy, should I say? Everyone has issues.
Why do you have issues?
Well, how long have you got, Janice? That's why I see a therapist, okay, guys?
Oh, man. Don't even get me started right now with my issues and where they come from.
Right? You know what? It's always your parents. Solved it.
Exactly.
But no, listing your worries really does help. Like, write them down and see if they're rational or irrational, and be like, and I guess like that you could flick back into that fear inventory, or talk to someone you trust. Maybe not a therapist, maybe somebody who is a neutral party that will listen to you talking through your worries, like a trusted person that you can go to.
Or just hear you, which is what we did the other night when I was just like, I don't even, we weren't really even trying to solve it. I was just like, I hate this feeling. I need to tell someone I'm experiencing this.
Yeah. And that's also very important, I think, as someone on the receiving end, right? I will often, and I will try to remember to be like, right, do you want me to listen or do you want help? Because those are two different conversations we're having. Do you just want me to hold space for you to like rant it all out because you're totally capable of you're capable of solving it on your own regardless, or do you want to rant and then do you want some advice or like what my thoughts on the situation? And I think it's very important because like consensually, I hate when people give me advice when I'm not asking for it.
And that's a habit to get into, is to ask before dispensing it. And it does take a lot of practice.
Yeah.
But it's just like asking someone if they would like a hug. You know, that also takes practice rather than just, grabbing someone.
I had to learn that one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. It's consent, right? Like it's, not everyone is a hugger. Not everyone. And I think our default is to go into problem solving for our friends that are hurt. Like you can clearly see that your person is upset and you just want to solve their issues for them. But that's not necessarily what they need or want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And on that note, you can self-soothe and do physical practices and bring yourself back into your body.
Mm-hmm.
I love embodiment practices. So that can be like running your hands over your face or your body and just touching and giving yourself a hug. One that I learned in therapy, which is a practical one, is to hug yourself and to like tap. And that can bring you back into your body. You can put this as a video of me just tapping myself. But it can just bring you back in. Breathing exercises are amazing. You slow breathing, like being really intentional with your breath. So in for 4, hold, out for 4 or 6. You can usually if you make your out breath longer, it'll slow down your heart rate. Which is what you'll probably want to achieve. So you inhale like at 4 and then exhale for 6 or 8, because then that way
you can even manage asthma and allergies with it. And so and I think sometimes when we're caught up in the moment with stress and anxiety and jealousy, that we feel like we can't take a full breath. But I think it is 4 in and 6 out or something. You'll find that you get back.
It lowers yours, and just pause in between each. So it's not inhale, exhale. It's like inhale, pause, and then exhale, pause, inhale. I love breathing exercises. Yeah, and I think when you're in the middle of like a panic attack or an anxiety attack, they're obviously, I'm no professional, but if you can catch it first, like before you go full blown, remind yourself to breathe. And again, I'm not a professional, and it's a lot harder said than done for a lot of people. But yeah, just sort of breathing. And that includes breathing in a scent you enjoy or something that relaxes you. Put on a candle, watch the flame.
Oh, essential oils are really good as well. Maybe going out and getting some fresh air.
Yes, going for a walk or like getting in, like, I love grounding. So like I love going to the beach. If I'm really overwhelmed and like life is just too much, I love going to the beach and getting my feet in the water.
Ooh, nice.
I do not. So side note, don't actually like the beach. I'm a pasty white girl who does not like sand everywhere. So I love the ocean, don't get me wrong, but I hate being at the beach unless there's like shade and grass. But yeah, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, that's what I need to do, is get my feet into the ocean. Because I don't know, there's something about it, like it washes it away. Water in the ocean and just,
That's how my walks are for me.
Yeah.
And there's affirmations. I want everybody to stay tuned. I am going to drop another bonus track after this episode of affirmations for jealousy.
Ooh, yeah, I love affirmations.
So in the meantime, though, here are a few to try. I am becoming more relaxed in my relationship.
I am surrounded by loving, supportive, and loyal people.
I am turning into a more trusting person.
I have a bonus one. I am enough.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I love that one. I love that affirmation. And you are, anyone listening, you are.
You are enough. Yeah, 100%. And on that note, letters to yourself. Write a letter to yourself. Honestly, it's so good. Write what's going down. I did one. I must have done it a few years ago, and it popped up. It's like a My Dear My Future Self website or something where you can write an email and like send it and then put a date on it to receive it again.
Shit.
And it popped up on my it was crazy. Popped up on my 30th, and I was like, I totally forgot that I wrote this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, you can totally do that. But just write like a letter to yourself, and also writing a letter to your partners. This is therapy approved also. Or to the people that are annoying you. You don't have to send it.
Probably not if you're experiencing jealousy.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on the situation.
Yeah, I think honestly, like write those letters, but you don't have to send them. Don't send them, but take from those what you need and maybe go and talk to your partner. Because the letter that you'll write, if you're in the middle of it, is like, I feel jealous about this, or you annoy me when you do that, or like, it's
You
probably
might
not the
find
best thing to.
too that when you're writing the letter to your partner about jealousy, you'll find that it's really not on them.
Yeah.
Is what I think a lot of this can do.
Yeah. 100%. And again, it gets it out of your head. I'm big. I mean, I'm not a great journaler, but I love when there's too much going on, just writing it all down
Or
because
just make bullet points. I do that a lot.
yeah, yeah. As long as you get it out of your head, that's the best thing you can do because then it's not circulating and getting bigger and becoming this big monster that you can't deal with. It's out on paper and then you look at it and you're like, oh, actually, it's not that bad.
Yeah. And if it is as bad as you think it is, then maybe it's time to reevaluate the relationship itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So along those lines, I know that a lot of people say that they can't trust or they don't trust or that their partner hasn't allowed them to trust. So I was just curious, what do you feel about trust in relationships and developing it?
This is a fun one because I trust far too easily.
Okay.
I'm all in. Like I'm
Mhm.
an all-in person. I will give you my trust straight up from the bat because I feel like that's how you should go into a new relationship. They have not done anything to earn your trust because they haven't done anything that broke your trust,
I
right?
agree. Mhm.
However, I do like again, easier said than done. There are times where I've had to remind myself that they aren't my ex-partner. You
Mhm.
know, if something that they do reminds you of an ex-partner, that's on you. That's not on them. Um, and yeah, so for trust for me is just giving them that freedom to be in the relationship with you and having the freedom to just how would you describe trust? But just let them be. And I trust that they are just going to like if you're dating me, I feel like you've got to be on the same level because yeah, there's none of
So,
this hiding shit and stuff. So
yeah.
but I'm going to trust you from the get-go because I don't think that it's fair to be like, no, you have to earn my trust. However, if the person has broken your trust, yes, then you need to talk about it and they have to earn it back.
Or you can get to the point where you choose to give it back. I
Yes.
am 1,000% of the opinion that trust is a choice, and you can choose to give it to someone or not. And when
Yeah.
someone betrays you and breaks your agreements, you can choose to take it away, and then you can get to the point where you choose
to give it back.
Give it back.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, so my ex-partner and I, we went and saw a therapist, a counselor together for this because he'd broken my trust multiple times. And it's all about repetition, right? So is reaffirming and doing the things and repetition of an action or repetition of showing that you're working on the thing is how you start to show the other person who's got the broken trust to give trust back. And at some point, the person who is lacking the trust of you has to then see that they are working and be like, okay, here is my trust again.
Exactly. And the reason I wanted to talk about this in a jealousy episode is I want people out there to know that if you decide to be with someone and you are deciding to give them your trust, if you are, and then you really need to lean into that rather than letting jealousy when it pops up destroy something and impact the other person and poison your relationship.
Yeah, I think so.
So I have a couple quotes on jealousy before we end. I just do this once in a while, and I thought that this would be a fun topic to have some quotes from. And of course, I'm starting out with one of my favorite relationship songs that we talked about in our episode is Polyamory Right for Me. I listened to it 3 times before we started recording. And in fact, I need to tag them on this episode because I've talked about this song so many times. And that is Can't Help But Fly by Climbing Poe. It's also known as the Polly song.
Good to know.
And part of it reads, jealousy is fear. Some days I'm scared of losing you, but you and I are free to leave when we choose to. I'm taking down the bricks of this invisible wall. And when the wind of love blows, now we can both feel it all. You love to hear, oh, I love this part so much. Okay. You love to hear me sing, even if you didn't write the note. I love to hear you laugh, even if I didn't tell the joke. You know, I love to cuddle, love to pull your body close, and I love it when you're happy, even if I have to let you go. I know
That's so cute.
And it also describes what I think is a healthy relationship. And that is you want the other person to flourish and thrive.
Yeah.
And, look, like I said, everyone decides for them, non-monogamy or monogamy. But sometimes it does mean that your partner or someone you care about flourishes and thrives in a connection with someone else.
Yeah. And you have to be, and I think even, regardless of mono or non-mono, you have to acknowledge that. And it hurts, right? Like, I'm not saying it doesn't hurt, but if you realize that they're not flourishing, then it is time to let them go. Because
even if it's temporary for the night or for another experience. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or if you've realized that your relationship can no longer sustain that. And because it was interesting, I read something a while ago, and it was about a man who considered his relationships, like his ex-marriages, not unsuccessful. Each of them was successful within the parameters of which they were successful, and then they no longer served purpose for either person.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think is like a very healthy way of looking at that.
Yeah.
Because people grow, people change. You either continue on that path together, or you grow and change in different directions. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think we hold too much emphasis on being in a relationship that will stay with the wrong person.
I 1,000% agree. And that's one reason I do X-Files, is because I wholeheartedly believe that relationships so often come to an end because they're not functioning any longer. And I want people to know it's not the end of the world. This is actually an opportunity for a brand new beginning, a new chapter in life. There's so much to learn, and it's not a tragedy or a disaster. It's just life.
It is. And that's, a beautiful William Penn quote is, "The jealous are troublesome to others, but a torment to themselves."
Mm-hmm. I like this one.
Yeah, because you eat yourself up. It's like taking poison and expecting the other person to die, right? It's not going to happen.
Yep. Yeah, good point. And one last quote by Oliver Stone, an American director. Do you know who Oliver Stone is? He directed JFK.
I have not seen JFK, so
I'm so surprised a New Zealander wouldn't be interested in a movie about JFK. Well, okay, quick little sidebar. I mean, people talk about JFK conspiracy theories in New Zealand? Like, we know we know who JFK is. We just it's not really a big thing that we kind of and the conspiracy and stuff about his death and things. We just don't really go into. Do you know who Wyatt Earp was?
No.
Okay, he's American Wild West figure. And as an American, I went to Australia just taking for granted that people just knew some of these things. And people were like, why would I know who that is? I'm Australian. And I'm like, I don't know. It's so interesting being American and just like taking for granted that, the world knows everything about your country.
Yeah. I had someone come over to New Zealand who became a friend of mine. She thought we lived in huts.
Okay.
Still, we do not. As you can see, I have a house and I live with like a proper electricity and stuff.
God. I've talked to a lot of Americans who thought, how there's deadly snakes that are native to Australia. Well, I've spoken with many Americans who just thought, like snakes were just kind of like, even in the cities, just kind of something common that you'd see.
Hanging around. Come to New Zealand. There's nothing poisonous here.
Oh, well, I'm coming in a few months and I'm so excited. So back to Oliver Stone. He says, never underestimate the power of jealousy and the power of envy to destroy. Never underestimate that. Yep. And it's true. And we want people to have happy, healthy relationships. And I know a lot of people listening are dealing with a lot from their last relationship. And maybe making a commitment to learn about your jealousy is something you can do during your time as a single person.
Yeah, I'm working on that at the moment. It does. It does. Not only does it, it just more so destroys yourself, rather than other people, because other people will just move on and if they've got good boundaries, kick you out of their life regardless. So you may as well work on it.
Agreed. I hope that this episode was helpful to everyone. Jessie and I are going to be continuing to do content into the next year. But just as a reminder, where can people find you?
I think on most things at Jessie Maree, Maree, and Jessie's with an I. So it's JESSIEMAREE co. And my website is jessiemareeco.com.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
please go to the show notes and please go and follow her. And if you liked this episode, please let me know by leaving me a 5-star rating and review on Apple. Next year is going to be huge for X-Files, and I need all of my listeners' support to make it happen. And that is a huge way that you can help me achieve my goals next year.
Yay.
So with that, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to X-Files Podcast. I sincerely hope that you found today's episode inspirational or useful. I would love to support you on your healing journey. All you have to do is send me a message through the X-Files Instagram account, and I will personally be in touch to get you started. Remember, if you are struggling with a broken heart, your feelings are temporary. I am sending you so much love and luck for the week ahead. You've got this.